Hello, people, я Квас, это Vampyr, там мы играем, там подсасываем немножко. В общем, возвращаемся к игрушке. Игрушка в целом зашла. Единственное, враги возвращаются, то есть они респаунятся как сучки, и это, честно говоря, неприятно. Вроде бы ты их недавно убила, а они...
The whole building reeks of it.
Здесь.
The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Так, тут у нас неизвестный дядька. Старая коса. Двуручное оружие. Чтобы задействовать особое свойство двуручного оружия, выберите его и нажмите правую клавишу мыши. Например, косой можно отразить удар. Если вы сделаете это вовремя, то нанесете врагу большой урон. Вот как поменять оружие-то? Вы мне скажите, я поменяю. А он не меняется.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
You're my last and dearest friend.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ой-ой. Ай-яй. Ай-яй. Ты сучка. Теперь я у тебя пососу. Да ёптель. Давай уже выйдем сюда. Старая палица. Да, чувак, могёшь. Так, братан.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
О, чувачок.
Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
Yes, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Так, и что ты хочешь это?
This poor creature can't be my maker.
Ага. Образец крови, да? Свежий образец.
Could it be some subspecies of vampire?
Давай тут
I must find a place to analyze the blood.
посмотрим, что есть. Вот как поменять оружие-то, ё-моё. Прям бесит тут, бесит. Когда вот это вот все неправильно и неверно сделано. Так, ну вверх. Понятно, это, короче, место встречи с боссом, поэтому особо не побегаешь. Выдвигаемся на рассвете достижения. Не, на самом деле красиво.
Where are we headed?
We're on our
но
way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
очень, как бы
William
сказали
was-
фотографы, шумная картинка.
What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy.
Видите, очень шумная картинка, очень много
London as peaceful as she
как будто
appears from the
песчинок.
middle of the canal. If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Да уж.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost
Как-то вот
admiration for your
картинка не
research.
очень.
And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that,
Чем мы
you
стоим?
are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ну, нормально. Теперь, видно, мы сможем нормально ходить по городу и узнавать, что да как. Это действительно интересно. Я помню, давно еще в The Elder Scrolls Oblivion был мод на вампиризм. Ну, мод. И вроде как даже был и не модовый вариант, возможность стать вампиром или
Dr.
оборотнем.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Там была фишка, если ты долго не пьешь кровь, то рожь становится настолько страшной, как будто ты попал в просто автокатастрофу.
It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Немного сумасшедший доктор. Но, возможно, мы... Так, провести анализ пишем. Окей.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, try it all. Bastard, give me a good poke.
Так.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. Me guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Так. Качество крови. Качество крови указывает на то, сколько единиц опыта вы получите. Чем выше качество, тем больше опыта. Загипнотизировать. Чтобы выпить кровь человека, сначала нужно загипнотизировать его и увести подальше от посторонних глаз. Если ваш уровень гипноза равен уровню сопротивления жертвы или превосходит его, вы сможете получить контроль над ее разумом. Нажмите Q, чтобы загипнотизировать.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Так, нажмите, чтобы объять клея, или Space, чтобы отпустить. Объяв его, вы получите много единиц опыта, но помните, что это приведет к определенным последствиям. Чем больше вы узнаете о горожанах и чем больше собираете, тем больше опыта. Невозможно устоять достижение.
You bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Райан пострадает в результате ваших действий. Да.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such teach a divine sin.
Так, чувак, хватит со мной разговаривать. Мне надо в больницу. Как бы это странно ни казалось.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Так, давай еще с ней пообщаемся.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Так, я только с ним познакомился.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Так, давай назад. Где моя
If you could
комната?
point me in the direction.
Second floor.
А ну, в
Thank you,
принципе.
nurse.
Здоровый горожанин. Хорошо. Сейчас мы тут всех немножко посканируем, чтобы понять, что да как. Так, тут у нас есть еще всякие ящички. Требуются волонтеры.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Так, из жизни. Воу. Так.
It's locked, all right.
Нужно пока сходить тудой, наверное.
Good
Пообщаемся.
evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No,
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position.
you guessed right, Doctor.
Так.
How is your stay with...
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work.
Так.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my
Фантомные
skin,
боли,
burning
вообще.
away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Нормально, чувак. Так, видите, необходима подсказка. Так. И вот видите, еще подсказки.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Так, вот, все.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain.
Значит, нам надо общаться побольше с людьми.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Так, давай-ка сюда, да? Как вы попали?
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Опа. О, фраг какая-то.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Так, давай.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Так.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
Очень
The
много
situation has
разговоров.
always been tough, with a lot of tension
Это мне
between the gangs and
напоминает
the Dockers
Dragon
Trade
Age.
Union.
Первый, по-моему.
The Wet Boot Boys are
Я
very
там постоянно
nervous since they
диалоги
lost their
прогонял,
leader.
потому что я просто в шоке. Но
Who leads the
здесь
gang now?
Since Clay
Если
Cox
там
went missing, it's his wife Edwina
по
who
большей
runs the
части
show,
был такой
with the
пиздеж,
assistance of her minion, Boots
честно,
Digby.
пиздеж, он ну, такой бессмысленный. В Mass Effect
Has the gang been
во
threatening
втором,
you?
по-моему, было
no.
лучше
I've had this
сделано.
nickname for so long.
То
You
есть
know,
здесь,
the sad
без
saint
этих
of the East
диалогов,
End. No one dares
ты
to
не
bug a
сможешь
saint,
прокачать свой
not even
персонаж, потому
criminals.
что мало будет опыта за кровь и так далее и тому подобное. Так. А, вот.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide
Поэтому
the
здесь,
lost and
наверное,
hesitant
придется
on the
смириться
right
с тем,
path to
что
our Lord.
нужно много разговаривать, много вот этих
Are you a
всяких
priest, Mr.
переходов
Hampton?
делать.
A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to preach the good
Понятно,
word.
не священнослужитель.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Вот, и
Have you made friends
тут
since you arrived?
Not
стоит
really.
отметить,
But I
что
recognize Miss
нет такого,
Harriet
как,
Jones.
например, в Mass Effect
I knew
было.
her when she
Когда ты
lived by the
ляпнул
docks.
что-то одно, а потом
woman had
ты
such
уже
a
не
miserable
сможешь
life.
дальше
never
пойти
came to see her
по
here
сюжету,
at
ну,
Pembroke.
по
Receiving
разговору, по
visits when
диалогу.
sick can be an important
Здесь
part
вроде
of the
такого
healing
нету, но если
process,
ты
you know.
сразу переходишь,
We're not just
ну, вот эту вот
bodies.
желтую
preaching
там
to the
полоску
converted
или
now,
еще
Doctor.
куда-то,
To be truly honest,
то
I thought she was
ты
dead.
просто потом не сможешь
She left the doctor
начать
many
диалог,
months ago.
как вот это было с барменом.
How do you feel, Mr.
А здесь
Hampton?
вроде я по кругу иду, и вроде
Medically
все нормально.
speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Так, ну,
Goodbye,
вроде
Mr.
бы все.
Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Так. А вот еще барышня.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me. Mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Интересно. Загипнотизировать мы ее не можем.
Do
Медосмотр.
you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Давай пройдемся по...
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Ну да, у нее явно шизофрения.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Тише, тише, тише. Так, вот, новое расследование появилось, отлично. У нас набираются квесты, это хорошо. Так, кто ты на самом
Who are
деле?
you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Так, подсказки у нас есть.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
Хотя у нас там, смотрите, Так, хорошо. То мы посмотрели. Туда мы, я так понял, пройти не можем, хотя... Да, за закрытыми дверями находится данный пациент. А, нет, все открыто. Нет, вот, да. Хорошо. Сейчас мы тогда в обратную сторону сходим. Вот у нас.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Поинтересоваться? Ну, блин, слева направо, как обычно, пойдем. Как здесь обстоят
How would you
дела?
describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Так. А что такое F? Давай поподробнее. Так.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Просто Е нажмем,
Do
посмотрим.
you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Ага. Наверное, просто должна усталость где-то быть. Так.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
О, Бранаган.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Why is Milton grumpy on a
Да,
daily
тут есть
basis?
иногда моменты, когда
Is it
ты
just
задаешь
an
один вопрос, и
Milton's
в
not the
итоге
kind of man
пропадает
who's
второй.
bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
О, еще информация. Видите, вот мы вот, блин, вот... Я не знаю, сколько времени уже этим занимаемся. Так, ну вот подсказки пока никак. А тут все по подсказкам.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Вот, но... Бля, уже руки запотели, мышку в ручках держать. Так, вот тут Дороти Крейн. Еще два врача.
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Че у тебя там, братан?
My sweet girl.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Так, интересно. Давай.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Согласен.
Are you
Плотник с одной
satisfied
рукой, это
with your
вообще ни о чем.
treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the
Странно.
doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd.
Прооперировать не может.
They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Понятненько. Так, здесь мы все вроде посмотрели. Понятно.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me.
Так, неоконченное письмо. Мои милые дети, извините за то, что не писал вам раньше, но это чертовски больно нацарапать даже пару слов на этой проклятой бумаге. Не бойтесь, как только врачи вылечат папину руку, он сразу выйдет из больницы. А пока, если вам что-то понадобится, пойдите на стройку, скажите мистеру Чедвику, что увидите Харви. Так, Чедвика помните, большого усатого, там туда-сюда. Вот, новая подсказка. Кстати, вот можно, наверное,
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Вот, о семье.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
Эффектно.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Вот, видите, сразу о смерти
Tell me
жены.
more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your
Давай.
children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Так, все. Зачистили.
Is there
Давай.
anything else that's bothering you?
I'm all right. Consider.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you
Так, ну,
later.
как видите, не зря вот это все мы потратили на это дело. Так, стеклянную пробирку мы какую-то нашли. Так, это у нас Дороти Крейн. Тут у нас есть с кем пообщаться еще. Давай с этим.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed,
прибухнул
yes,
какой-то.
I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Зря-то так. Так, давай.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Кстати, заметьте, что они, когда все сидят, они руки одинаково складывают.
I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time
Как-то
his enthusiasm has
подогнули
become
как непонятно.
displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ага, отлично. Сам же ляпнул. Так, подожди. А как-то... Так, хорошо, ладно.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Так. Все, да?
Thank you for your...
Так.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Это у нас Пиппа. У нас там двое неизвестных. И вот тут у нас еще есть чувачок.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Так, ладно.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Так. Понятно. Ладно, мы его тогда теребить не будем. Вот мне постоянно говорят, типа, Квас, давай стримить, давай стримить. Какой нахер стримить, ребят? Я вот, ну, если вот так вот по чесноку, у меня просто на это нет времени. То есть, если вот, например, ты стримишь, да, ну, минимум 2-3 часа должен сидеть ровно на жопе. Вот. А я сейчас вообще уехал, потусовался где-то, вы этого вообще не знаете. Все, секунда, и опа, я здесь опять. Сейчас мы с вами договорим еще с двумя людишками.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
Вообще, на самом деле,
We're
так
struggling
вот
against an invisible
присматриваясь
enemy,
к
more
картинке,
lethal than any bullet
я
from
бы
a
не
gun.
сказал, что
It's hard.
картинка выдающаяся. Так, блин, я пропустил момент.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor.
Все-таки не так.
These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Но при всем
Do you
при
think this
этом
hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here.
стоит
and we're trying
учитывать,
to hold
что
fast,
здесь, наверное, больше
How do we
сделан
beat an
шаг,
invisible killer?
ставка
Some
на
nurses have already resigned.
социальный вот этот момент.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them.
Вот, поэтому
Dr.
тут
Swansea has a
как бы
gift for recruiting
всегда
talent.
есть вот этот
Most of
противовес.
Is there a problem I should
Знаете,
know
как
about?
есть
It would be inappropriate for me to speak
всякие
ill of a colleague.
игры или программы.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett.
Типа
He should be a
разум,
standard for us all here.
здоровье, сила,
only he were young.
выносливость
Why should his
и
age
там
be a
еще
problem?
что-нибудь, да,
I
такая
guess it's fair to say
фигня.
he's
И когда ты
always
прокачиваешь
pushing
что-то
himself to the
определенное,
limits. He just
вот,
doesn't
у
know
тебя
when to
здоровье,
stop and
например,
get some
уходит,
rest.
или там еще куда-то. О, отлично.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me.
И
Anything you say
здесь
will be
тоже,
held in
когда разрабатывают игру, тоже
I may disagree with some conduct, but in
вот
the end, everybody is
как-то
doing
вот
their
стараются
best.
в одну сторону идти и так далее. То есть... Так,
Do
давай
you
мы
require
досмотрим.
medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Отлично.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Хорошо, и вот нужно вот с этим товарищем пообщаться, да? Тут их много. Я все еще играю на клаве, я что-то не, как обычно,
So it is
забыл
true.
подключить
The famous
этот
Dr. Reed
геймпад.
has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also
Как-то
very
еще
confident about your
странно
future. And look at you now.
экран
Eminent
поворачивается.
surgeon and blood
Не видно нашего
transfusion
персонажа.
specialist.
Да, и, конечно, вот задавать одни и те же вопросы.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Так, давай вот это.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Так.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Так, окей.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Да, это, конечно,
Some are really
такая
good, and others
болтология.
are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit she
Сожрать
does
бы
all
на
she
самом деле
can to
всех
keep
и
this
вообще даже
facility
не
running
париться.
during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about Cherished.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn...
Это интересно. Ну все вроде бы. Да, видите, уже все, это все закрыто.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Я буду немного прогонять, потому что это просто неимоверное количество всего.
Good evening, sir. I've
already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a...
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you...
Ага. Он еще и торговец. Отлично. Давай поторгуемся, посмотрим.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Ага. Отлично. Можем купить рукоять, вот это, часть обычный, дробовик Миддлтона. Купленный. А вот топорок клея. Выносливости, смотрите, сколько жрет. Ага. Ну так, по сути, у нас все есть. Маленькая бутылка. Так, хорошо. У нас 99, да? Ну, давай, знаешь, что посмотрим? Мы еще посмотрим с вами... По поводу прокачки. О, старая палица. Кстати, ее почему-то продать нельзя. Можно вот тут продать, а вот тут нельзя. Так. Как бы его взять и использовать? Старая лупара. Часть обычного спускового. Нам нужно еще 2 штуки. Стой.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Так, посмотрим.
Wise choice, Doctor.
Одна штука у него есть. Так, и сейчас с ним просто пообщаемся. Как здесь обстоят дела?
How is the situation?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's...
Он
How
не...
is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all
Видите,
right?
нажать,
It's
если
fucking awful.
дальше,
You lack
он...
everything.
дальше запятой
And
не
it's getting
показывает,
worse
что он
every day.
говорит. Так, о работе давай.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Так.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Отлично. Расследование, которое вам доверяют горожане, рассортировано по районам. Чтобы приступить к заданию, выберите его, нажав на карте. Так, хорошо. Торговля
Are you
оружием.
really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Логично. Так, давай.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Логично, чувак. Давай по личным вопросам пройдемся, но не получится.
Goodbye, Milton.
Так, хорошо. Давай тогда прогуляемся по... Хотя, мы, в принципе-то... Вообще, нам, конечно, подняться наверх надо. Я думаю, мы тогда так и сделаем, потому что слишком уже много времени на это все дело тратим. Так, это мы там не можем потрогать. Этих мы всех знаем, всех видели. А здесь никого и нету, в принципе. Швансе. А, это Сонси. Ха. Так. Старая пила. Чё, как оружие идет, что ли? Да, ты посмотри. Нормально. И в 200 урона. В целом-то неплохо. Карта пациента Элвуда. Так, выздоравливает, не определена. Во время войны лицо было серьезно обожжено. Да, там как раз про фантомные боли говорилось. Если что, посмотрите на... Бляха. На паузе. И мы с ним тогда сможем поговорить уже в следующий раз. О, доктор Ред.
This must be the
наше,
place.
получается, убежище.
It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Да, это... Тебе, чувак, повезло.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Вода? Давай посмотрим. Тихо. Так, наша кровать. Здесь мы можем пополнить все. Так. Ок. Сыворотки. Моментально восстанавливает 300 единиц здоровья, а затем 150 в течение 150. То есть, ну, 450 здоровья — это очень круто. На самом-то деле.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me.
Так, Джонатан напросил сестру приготовить на втором этаже. К сожалению, не смог вас проводить. Мне нужно немного поспать перед работой. Я все-таки всего лишь смертный. Заранее прошу прощения за скромную обстановку. Здесь нет лаборатории, но вы можете проводить эксперименты у себя. Кроме того, в кабинете есть окно, за ним строительные леса, которые позволят вам уходить и возвращаться. Должно быть, сейчас вам непривычно поговорить, что скоро мы с вами побеседуем. Прикладываю копию своих записок о том, что я узнал об Эконах на последние годы. Прочитайте их.
I must keep on searching.
Так. Хорошо.
The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Бич драконов? Старый, но все еще острый меч, на лезвии которого выгравирована латинская фраза. По легенде, был выкован в Уэльсе в VI веке, принадлежал Павлу Аврелиану, основателю братства Святого Павла. Его возраст вызывает сомнения, поскольку в те времена были распространены мечи совсем другого качества и формы. Бич драконов передавался от одного главы братства к другому и использовался в церемонии проводов, когда глава братства отправлялся на бой с врагом. Священный меч был утерян после раскола между братством и стражами. Обе стороны обвиняют друг друга в краже. Логично. Ух ты, 200 урона. Ну, прикольно, че. Блин, ну я вот хочу использовать, ну, например, другое. Почему вот мне он, блин, не... Ох ты. А это откуда взялся? Брехун. Брехун. Пистолет заслужил шумными выстрелами своеобразной формой большого дула. Изобретателем, создателем и владельцем пистолета является Карл Элдридж. Второй глава Стражей. Это тяжелое, не слишком точное оружие с оригинальным магазином. Создано, чтобы проделывать огромные дыры в нападающих или убегающих целях. Требовал похоронить этот пистолет вместе с ним, чтобы застрелиться, если вдруг он проснется вампиром. Во время похорон оружие пропало. Ну, это прикольно. Ну, блин, я хочу пострелять, но мне не дают. Ну как пользоваться, как переключаться? Вот как? Вот кто придумал тупое управление? Ладно. Блин, а что, он сам решил лечь спать? Без моего ведома? Вот зараза. Ну ладно, сейчас мы проснемся. Перераспределим очки. Наверное. Да, сейчас мы этим-то и займемся. Ух ты, мы в шляпе? Ёпта. Вот так, видите? ИГ. Но не дает, не меняет ничего. Так, давай-ка перераспределением займемся. Что нам нужно? Кровавое копье, это, конечно, хорошо. Ну, я думаю, нам бы надо, наверное, здоровье повысить. И выносливость. Что у нас тут? 300. А есть. И выносливость. Причем давай по разу ее повысим. Это ж хорошо, хорошо. Так, саквояж. Теперь вы можете на с собой 3 сыворотки. Включить число патронов. Я стрелять-то не могу. Какие нахер патроны? Так, давай. Отлично. Зашибись. Следующей ночью. Так, важное событие в районе. Каждую ночь вы своими действиями улучшаете или ухудшаете состояние района. Состояние также может ухудшаться из-за болезни. Чем больше вы убиваете, тем опаснее становится район. Если состояние здоровья становится критическим, он погрузится в хаос. Судьбу решаете вы. Пуньк, видите, упаль. Упаль. У нас уровень гипноза 1. По какой-то мне неведомой причине. Нам неизвестно еще 5 человек, да? Мы, соответственно... Это вообще уровень гипноза 6. Да, интересно.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Не знаю, чувак. Так, хорошо, а где открытое окно? Скажите мне, пожалуйста. Так, стадия А. А, ну это мы с вами еще... Хотя... Так. Сверхъестественная скорость, понятно. Гипноз, понятно. Чутье на кровь, понятно. Ну, то есть, в принципе, ничего нового. Мы это и так знаем. Так, ладно, пусть эта бабёха подождет. А мы с вами, наверное, на этом попрощаемся и в следующий раз продолжим. Блин, какие у тебя красные глазищи. Вот. Продолжим в следующий раз, узнаем, что да как здесь, и посмотрим. Я сейчас научусь хотя бы перезаряжаться, переключаться за оружие, потому что это вообще печаль. На этом все, ребята. До следующего раза. Всем удачи и пока.